First rule of YouTube, once you have your most successful ever making video, follow up with a video that's completely different from it in almost every way. Hello there, you're watching Greg Johnson Making, and I'm making, or attempting to make, a Desert Road diorama base in a single 12-minute take. That's the plan. If you've seen my Mutant Cyborg Kaiju Cthulhu build, you'll have seen the Desert Road base that I put it on for a bit of scale. I found this little car in my toy box and decided that that would give it some scale, make it clear that it's massive. And while I was making this, very simple, it has to be said, Desert Road diorama base, it occurred to me I could make it in a single 12-minute take, probably. Why 12 minutes? That's how long a Canon camera will film for. No one knows why. It was written on the ancient tablets. Useful and convenient, wonderful feature. And I did a one-shot build Patreon bonus video, and I've got a couple of ideas for others, and I quite enjoy doing them. I like living on the edge, making some crafts while there's something cooking in the oven. And of course, in the interest of full transparency, the last episode was a bit of a beast. So let's do something a little bit lighter. And we are rolling. We need some black sandpaper. Can I do this? I don't know. And a cake base. So I'm going to use this sticky backed cork to cover the corners. That's about 14 centimeters across. I think it is 14. So we want a 14 centimeter strip of this stuff. Sandpaper. It's aluminium oxide sandpaper. I was very proud because the guy in the shop asked me what I was going to use it for. So I got to say, mini roads, miniature tarmac. And he agreed. Oh yeah, it'd work for that, wouldn't it? Nice man. B&M. I don't know how aluminium oxide paper actually differs from regular sandpaper. I guess the lumpiness on it is aluminium. But other than that, I don't really know the difference. But it's black. That's all that matters to me. So we're going carpet tape for the most part. I don't know why I like carpet tape quite so much. It's very sticky. It does gums up your scissors a bit. Whoa! We can't be doing with this, guy. It's not on the deadline I'm on. I say guys a lot, but I say it ironically, so that's fine. Are we still filming? That's a minute and a half. No way, there's absolutely no way. Carpet tape, super glue, too much thereof. It's mainly for the edges. Scum bar it around a bit. Never be too messy with super glue, apart from when you absolutely are too messy with it. And about there. A bit of fixative in case it's gonna leak all over my fingers and stick me to things I don't want to be stuck to. I can feel that it's warm. It's exothermic stuff. And then I think activator just makes it cold. Activator always feels cold. It's like ice spray. The dogs are barking outside. They're telling me to hurry up. Okay. So what you want to do is draw your road lines on before you do your sand. 14, so 7. And let's say 1 centimetre in, like that. Parallel, it's parallel enough. There. Purely hypothetical that I can do this in a single take. I have not done a dry run. Whoop, knocked my super glue over. I've not done an audition? Rehearsal, that's the word. Not an audition. Yeah. But we'll see. Not there, that's too short. That'll do. Careful with your thin masking tape because it is so thin that it can sometimes bend. So keeping it straight requires a little bit of, I keep pulling off bits that are too short. Yeah, no time for this. Is this stressful to watch? It's quite stressful to do. I've got something cooking in the oven as well, just to give me a bit of a, like I needed, a bit of extra momentum and adrenaline. That's about right there. Still filming, yes, but it's 4.5 minutes. No, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. No way in heck that this is going to happen. Okay, so we need some little bits of tape. Thumb width tape. Thumb width tape. I'll stop saying that now, but you get the idea. And this is exactly the kind of documentary, reality TV, whatever this is, whatever it is we're doing here, that I absolutely hate, which is false, you know, completely false emergence, false emergentness. Like 60-minute makeover, you know, we're going to make your house look nice in an hour. And no one ever says why. But why though? Because if a thing's worth doing, it's worth doing with unnecessary haste. That's not a phrase. I do have a bigger white Posca pen. Let's try them both. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Dot, dot, dot. Obviously we're not filling it in white, because then it won't look weathered and chipped, and like it's been driven over many, many times. And this does rub off with a rubber, an eraser. So if it sort of splurges anywhere you don't want it to, or there's lines between the lines, you can just rub it off or paint over it with black paint. But as a rule, I'm not using paint. I'll probably put no paint in the YouTube thumbnail, just to really pique the interest of all my viewers. This is sticky back cork. Tear it very badly in half. Not well. No, 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 no. See, there's no time for these longueurs. There's no time for them. Things just need to work. Work swiftly. There we go. And that goes there. I'm going to leave that a little bit because that looks fine. And this one goes. That's a bit too. It can be straight too, because we're going to muck it up with glue, wood glue and sand. Muck it up, not muck it up, we're going to bulk it up with wood glue and sand. But this is just an initial, you know, covering to raise the ground ever so slightly and add a bit of, what's the word, geographical intrigue. I mean, 7 minutes. No, there's no way. There's just no way. There's no way, boy. Some little tear off bits of cork, because I've got this cork in my hand, so why wouldn't I use a bit of it? Try and tear them so they're a bit round, because you don't want those straight edges particularly, because they give away that it's a stick-on sheet of cork. Then protect your lovely filthy table mat. Your table mat may not be filthy. Who am I to say, to besmirch? Who am I to besmirch your table mat, or indeed anyone's? Okay, so this is wood glue. I like wood glue, I've said this in videos before. It's like PVA, but it's a bit thicker. It dries more quickly, I think. I think it does, because it says dries in 10 minutes on the bottle. Always be sure to pour out way more glue than you need from the bottle. You know, waste as much of it as you possibly can. rag, don't lose your rag. And then this is mostly sand, but it also has got a bit of coriander and black pepper in it, because we went down the surplus food store where they sell out-of-date food and stuff, and I told the guy I told him I took a load of plastic knives and I told him what I was going to use them for. I can't tell you because that's a spoiler for a future video. But once he knew that I make terrain, he brought me a tray full of out-of-date herbs and spices. So, set that aside to dry. Clock wipe. Here's one I made earlier. Hey! Like in the Blue Peter programme. And when this is dry, we're going to colour the middle in yellow, which is the American Road colour scheme. Yellow stripes down the middle, white stripes down the outside. My kaiju had to be set in LA, because that's where Glendale, which I think is in LA, is where the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society are based. So that's set there. We've got some little grit, some grits, and some tufts. Way! So let's make just a puddle of super glue, because I am after all sponsored by Big Super Glue. They do terrible things. They're the worst corporate monsters in the whole wide world, but they just give me gallons of super glue every fiscal year. I'm like Scrooge McDuck. I just swim around in a huge, well, it's a hot tub, it's not a pool yet, but as the channel grows, probably stuck on there. No, yeah, you see, these are the things you don't see. For some reason I'm being really impatient. I can't imagine why I'm doing that. And then where it's still messy and there's bare super glue, we're just gonna scrumple it down. Time for another. Nearly, maybe. Another tuft. Bit of that. Then finally, 11.5 minutes, finally a pastel pass. Grey up and down the centres of the road where a car would be. Big makeup brush. Wet it a bit, never by licking the brush of course, that would be insane. Went a bit overboard there. Bit more yellow. A rusty brown. 12 minutes, but it's still going. The excitement of using a Canon camera is you just never know when it's going to switch off. That is pretty much still going. I'm going to put some more yellow onto where the sand is. Those spices and even the natural sand, when you get glue on it, or Mod Podge or whatever, it goes a bit dark. So I tend to scratch some yellow and white onto it. And that, I think, is finished. And the camera's still going. Hope this wasn't annoying. I'm going to add some more rocks. As I say, unnecessary haste. Sort of a gamble I had with myself. I just felt like, I bet I could do that. I bet that could be achieved. Blob more super glue. And cover up the bald super glue with a pinch of sand and coriander and black pepper. It smells lovely. There's ginger in there and all sorts. But that I'm going to call done. I forgot a bit, but I don't mind. doesn't matter, in celebration of the fact that these cake bases are more or less the exact width of this black electrical tape. Obviously you can paint your edges, but doing anything with tape just feels smug and smooth. Henry Smug and Smooth, they call me. What you don't want to do is pull this stuff too taut, because it's quite elastic. So I found on my first one I'd sort of stretched it tight around the edge, and then the next morning there was about a 2-inch gap where it had pulled itself back. If you use black vinyl tape or gaffer tape, that would be a solution to that. Fold that edge under. I mean, it's not flawless. I'm not trying to win a... is it a golden demon? That's a painting award. So it now has a black edge. Manual turntable. It's what we call an acoustic turntable. This is turntable unplugged. Cat hair, obviously. Imagine some fancy music and all that visual effects and that. Thanks for watching. That was fun. They smell of cinnamon, which I don't hate. So that's the one I made for the kaiju video, and that's the one I just made in the end about 13.5 minutes. So you're 13.5 minutes away from owning one of these. I know it's not going to win any awards, but it has won my heart. As have all my wonderful patrons. Welcome aboard to Andrew Lehman and Bob Finkerman. Love you guys. I don't know you. Well, I know Andrew a bit. Bob seems nice. It's a global village. I do know you. You're great. I know that you're good people because you're supporting me, and I really appreciate it. And that's all from me. So thanks very much for watching. Lots of love. And I'll see you again with something slightly more ambitious very soon. No YouTube recommendation. The YouTube recommendation's just me. Just watch my other videos. I'm great.